Previously on Trouble in Mind.
Moss is a solitary guy, but I haven't heard from him in over a year.
You think he's luring us into a trap?
Might not be him doing the luring.
What is that? In the bushes.
Stevie, move!
Moss? Hello?
This newspaper is from a year ago.
Guys, I found something.
Why the fuck is there a hole beneath this house? What is this? What are you guys watching?
I didn't turn on the TV.
Is that a tape in the VCR? You said they meant to burn the place down, that something compelled them to.
This is not your house.
He's still alive, but his jaw...
Where is he going?
He went in the hole. He needs help.
Wade? Stop.
Get off me, man! I have to help him!
You don't know what's down there.
Moss is down there!
What if the tunnel collapses? Stop and think.
Oh shit. Guys.
What? Wade? Stay. We don't need to watch this again.
No, look. Just keep watching.
Oh shit.
That was a hand over the lens after Moss went into the tunnel, right?
Yeah, it's quick, but those are fingers.
So, he wasn't alone. Somebody else was there that night.
What do we do?
We gotta call the cops.
How, Wade?
What do you mean how? You pick up the phone and... God damn it, Moss.
Okay, no cops. Statement of fact, not because I got priors.
Does this town even have police, or did they go the way of public roads and garbage day?
And if you manage to get them here, after lighting the beacons, what do you even tell them? Where's the crime?
We just saw
a man blow half his face off, then get up again and walk off.
Somebody else was there, man.
They didn't pull the trigger. We saw who did.
And we've been in the basement. We didn't see the, aftermath.
Right, no gray matter or bits of jawbone. Granted, it's dark and dingy down there.
How are you two so calm right now?
Oh, me, I'm terrified.
Yeah, I feel ill, and I'm sorry you had to see Moss do what he did, Wade. But still, it doesn't make any sense.
Someone also had to get that footage onto a VHS for us to find and watch.
Something's just off about all of it.
You think he's, what, faking it? That it's all a big hoax? Moss has just been hiding this whole time and in any minute he's gonna burst out of the closet?
That's somehow way worse.
If it is real, what are the chances the person behind the camera stopped recording and went to help him? Yeah, okay, the second I said it.
Hanson?
Yeah, wait.
Let me go, dude.
If I do, are you gonna get up and crawl headfirst into the hole?
No, I promise.
Not too sure what I was expecting there.
So, you didn't leave the TV on last night?
I swear, I never touched it. And you didn't just doze off?
I swear.
We gotta get out of this place.
Yeah. It's 2 against 1, but I have a feeling Wade might not be as accepting of the democratic process right now.
Not unless we find his friend.
Or what's left of him.
He looked bad. He wouldn't have made it very far.
Poor guy. He was probably scared. Like, really, really scared. That look in his eyes. Who did he see? What did he see?
I could be okay with never finding out.
Are you gonna go after Wade? Preferably before he runs into the eldritch abomination that's definitely lurking around down there?
That's exactly what I didn't want to do.
Oh, fuck no.
Listen, I'm not all that attached to Wade. We can leave, let the house have him, and not look back.
I've always wanted to have a shameful secret to carry to my deathbed.
Where was that coming from?
Hanson, there's someone at the front door.
Nobody would judge us if we just hid.
Oh my god.
Guys, let me in!
It's only Wade.
Did he leave and then lock himself out of the house?
Basement's this way.
I know. The hole's just a straight shot to the woods. Moss could be out there if we split up.
Wade, we don't even know when he...
I do. I saw the date from the camcorder. It was 1982.
He visited Trouble last year. You could be mixing up the dates you saw.
I'm not.
What if it was set wrong?
Oh, got me there.
I think what Stevie's getting at is this could probably wait until morning, Wade.
I'm not gonna be getting back to sleep anytime soon. I'm not just gonna sit around.
You came back to the house for a reason.
Yeah, Zippo lit up the tunnel okay, but I'm gonna need a flashlight.
Big help when you're getting mauled by a bear. There are for sure more grizzlies than people in this town.
I don't need you guys to hold my hand. If you want to stay, then stay.
Wade, I don't know you nearly well enough to call you a moron, but...
I can. Wade, you're being a moron.
Thank you.
But hey, I'll go with you the moment we see sunlight, not a second before. I'm not sleeping either, so you try to leave, I'll put you on the floor. You are not stumbling around in the dark.
Alright. Jesus.
Well, count me in for the No Sleep Tonight Club. I'll get some coffee going.
Would you like us to all come to the kitchen with you?
I certainly wouldn't hate it. It's way foggy. Might be worse going out now than in the dark. Hanson, what are you looking for?
One of these keys has to open at the padlock on the gate. Me and Wade are gonna take Moss's truck out there, then get old Joni back to the house. Managed to talk him into doing that first, at least. After that, we'll go for a walk, see the sights.
Look for circling buzzards, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that getting the hell out of here doesn't factor into your plans, like, at all. Might want to pencil that in.
I'm working on it.
Oh, and I'm pretty flexible, but please pick a time that works for both of us. Like, after breakfast, but before we die horribly, ideally.
Busy day for us.
I haven't even told you about the maiming yet.
This shouldn't take too long. You're okay staying here by yourself for a little while?
Sure. It's not as bad during the day, but, hurry.
You find the key, Hanson?
If it's any one of these, then yes.
But if it's not, it doesn't hurt to have a fallback plan. Found this nifty thing in the tool shed.
Those are garden shears, Wade. I should really keep a journal like this. Where to now, Dotty? December 22nd, 1945. Spoke again with Lieutenant Glenn Callahan. He is a broad-shouldered Kentuckian with a dazzling smile who wears the fine leather jacket of a bomber crewman. He's been instrumental in helping me find men aboard the train to interview. He knows everybody. To them, he is just Cal. He seems to like it when I call him Lieutenant, so I continue to do so. All right, Dotty. It costs me nothing, except that he might slip my arm in his and hold on a little too tightly when he shows me off. Ugh. The interviews are at least fruitful. Today, he introduced me to a Marine private called Jed Reeves. I immediately felt there was something off about this young man, aside from his gaunt face and sickly-looking complexion. He had not been sleeping either, I remember thinking, but he had no visible wounds. I asked him where he'd fought and what he planned to do when he got back home. Okinawa, and work in the old coal mine, were the answers he gave. Only jotted these down. All too happy to keep this meeting concise. Did not invite him to make a recording. Bumped into the nurse Fairchild. She was enjoying a cigarette, watching the snow blow past my sleeper car, carried away in the white haze. Despite her unwashed, dark hair severely tucked away underneath her starched cap, she's blessed with the good looks of a Hollywood starlet. It's a wonder that I have not witnessed anyone making passes at her. We'd met before when I toured the medical cars and spoke to the men within. She'd taken me through each injury, each tiny stitch that kept insides from spilling out, each puckered scar unflinchingly with the same sort of trance-like bliss that had come over her now. Our conversation took a turn, and as hard as I try to recall how or why, these hours later, I really cannot. We spoke of the end of the war, 2 days in August, 2 flashes that shook the world. Most I'd spoken to, the participants of war, and even those in small towns in the United States and Canada that would forever live with the war through absence of sons and limbs and sight. Upon hearing news of a new kind of weapon, they welcomed this swift resolution. They welcomed getting even with the bastards. Direct quote. But Fairchild stared out the window and said, "A wound opened up in the world." I did not give it further thought as I'd wanted to take a cat nap before dinner time, but still, it sticks in my mind. Okay, well, this next entry looks like what you scribble on a napkin. It's messy by Dotty's standards. Why is there writing all over the page? Whatever. I was awoken tonight by the sound of someone entering my compartment, opening and closing the door. I was frozen, lying in the dark, and I now know this person to be the Marine Reeves. He did not approach, and when I finally sat up in bed, ready to lash out and scream, he apologized for disturbing me and said he only wanted to talk. He'd hoped I remembered him. I asked him to come back in the morning, but he said in the morning he'd be gone. I did not insist, partly because I was afraid of what he could do to me, despite his outward meekness. He sat in the corner of the compartment, the very same I've imagined poor Mr. Wallace, and spoke. I listened with as much calm and stillness as I could muster, and I did not write down any notes. I rushed to commit the most vivid details from memory to the margins of the page only now that he has left. It weighed on him heavily. He talked about the end of the campaign in Okinawa, one of the bloodiest. They had suffered losses from stubborn holdouts, Japanese snipers and the like, despite the battle already won weeks ago. One afternoon, his patrol came across a group of them and took them by surprise instead. Reeves never said if there was a firefight to begin with. 2 men they simply shot to death and dragged into a watery shell hole. The last begged for his life. The English words he knew were Babe Ruth, saying them over and over again once recognition took hold, then pantomiming a great wind-up and throw, and knocking a towering one over the fence. Home run, he also knew. Some of the Marines had the idea to make things interesting. They had with them a bat and a ball, and they told the man, 3 strikes and you're dead. He had no choice. He had a Louisville Slugger, but the Marines had their M1 rifles. One pitched to him, flinging one first at his head, which he ducked under. The next came to his ribcage, and he wore it. Then, when he recomposed himself, he said nothing but held up his fingers, a 2-0 count. Third pitch he sent into the sky, over everybody's heads. He was beaming, Reeves recalled. He told me, we couldn't take seeing that, hearing that boyish laugh. The smile left the bastard's face pretty quickly after that. The details given I will not repeat, and can only hope that they will dull and fade in my mind with time. After the Marines were through with the man, they rolled him into the shell hole with his compatriots and buried them. They did not know nor care if he was still breathing. Reeves and the others did not brag about it, but they had felt justified at the time. The Japanese army had terrorized the local Okinawan population, starving and killing them, using their children on the very front line to be blown up and shot at. Once he was stateside, Reeves became increasingly disturbed with the thought of the horrible black mound they had worked together to create. The sight of it like it was tattooed on the back of his eyelids, he said. Ever since San Francisco, however, it's infiltrated his dreams, appearing before him. Only it's been dug up. It's an empty hole. He's afraid to approach, for he may feel the compulsion to crawl down into it, feel it swallow him completely. Then he dreams of waking up suffocating in the dark. It's in his eyes, in his nostrils, and in his mouth. It's taken his ability to see, to draw breath and scream. He can still feel. There is only crushing pressure.
You were a brute, and over and over again recognition.
HANSON? Wade? Are you guys back already?
And often entirely wonderful for the fence. Children feel food. Some of the Marines had the ideas to make things interesting. They had with them a bat and a ball. They told the man, 3 strikes and you're dead.
Where is that coming from?
One pitched to him, flinging one first on his head, which he ducked under. The next came to his ribcage, and he wore it. When he recomposed himself, he said nothing but held up his fingers. 2-0 count. The third pitch he sent into the sky, over everybody's heads.
You were off. We left you off. Moss, I hate to tell you, but your TV is definitely haunted. I know I didn't get any sleep last night, but I'm not this far gone. Not yet. Or... okay, Dotty, or Moss, or whoever you are. What is it you want me to see? The kitchen? So what? Wait. Come on, out of the way, Moss. Fucking E.T. The same newspaper. And there it is, June 13th, 1982. Told you so. Ah, Jesus. Who was filming you, Moss? Who did you let in? Hang on. Where's the hand? Where'd those fingers go? Moss goes in the hole. Then there's just the hole? That's weird. It should be here. There wasn't just 2 hours of basement footage. HANSON and Wade saw it too. There was somebody else there. Oh, come on. Oh shit, no. No, come on, no. Fuck. This message will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3. All right. I get it. You want me to go into the hole too. Is that it? This better be worth it. Well, here we are. It's just a hole. Just a freaky hole. You got this, Stevie. You love spiders. The hairier, the better. Hello! And let there be light. Or not. Let's hope you're a grower. I'm just saying, it'd be nice if I could see more than 2 feet in front of me. Asking nicely here. Alright, have it your way. If I get spooked, you're getting dropped and I'm leaving you down here. And you'll deserve it. Supposed to be a straight shot out of here. How do you miss a 90-degree fucking turn, Wade? Of course it curves off. Of course you can't see the end of it. HANSON! Hey! I'm inside the tunnel. It's too tight to turn around. Should I keep going? HANSON?
I'm coming after you.
Okay. Well, I couldn't find another flashlight. You'll have to feel your way forward. Is Wade with you? He said the tunnel leads outside. I don't know about that. How did he get through so quickly? He was in and out of here, like he was greased up or something. It keeps getting more and more narrow. I can barely... Shit. I just scraped my fucking elbow. I think I'm bleeding. HANSON? Did you get lost? If Moss did dig this tunnel, what did he use it for? And why is it so wonky? There's no better word for it.
Moscato.
What'd you say? Moscato? Like the wine?
There's an Asian belief that evil spirits can only travel in a straight line. Entrances to villages usually curve or angle 90 degrees.
Moss came down here for safety. A last-ditch attempt to save himself. Maybe he knew what it was he was up against, and his, cave feng shui stopped that thing from following him.
Maybe the evil spirit isn't from Asia.
Right. Hey, there's writing on the side of the tunnel. It says...
This is my house.
Yeah. Hey, where are you? I can't see you. Are you there? HANSON? HANSON.
It isn't HANSON.
His basement? What am I holding? Is this Dottie's? It can't be. The one that she lost? Mom's not here. Maybe we can skip the iodine. Shh, I won't tell if you don't. Besides, it's not like it'll get infected and fall off. That's only in movies, right?
for the opener for Aria. Yeah, I can get you in if you want to pretend to be a roadie. I mean, if you're even brave enough to show your face right there again.
But yeah, I'll pass.
I don't think she remembers you. I don't want to talk with Commodore Ballroom.
There you are. That took a little longer than we expected. We ended up dismantling the entire gate. What happened to you?
I went on a little adventure. Place is bigger than you'd think if you take into account the secret square footage.
Oh, man. You look like you got the shit kicked out of you. Stevie, your knuckles are skinned to hell and your knees. Are you...
I'm not okay, Hanson, but I'm managing.
Can I help?
No, don't. I got it. I can put on a couple band-aids.
A couple isn't gonna cut it. Behind your elbow, that looks like a claw mark.
Huh. Hey, I found this thing when I was down there. At least, I think I did.
You're not sure?
It sort of found its way to me. I was holding on to it when I got out of the tunnel, but I don't remember ever picking it up.
A pocket mirror?
A silver compact. Look at the initials engraved on it.
DC.
Dorothy Colleran.
Well, Moss was a collector, according to Wade. Maybe it was more than a hobby. Maybe he was in love with her. Might explain why he drove across the country for a woman who, in all likelihood, is dead.
Maybe death wasn't the end for Dotty. Something happened, Hanson. I thought I heard her voice. I felt like she was with me, protecting me.
COLTRICIA's green thumb. It really is goddamn impressive.
What do you mean?
She planted a seed sprouted. She didn't even have to do anything.
Hanson,
What?
stop. Not now.
What happened down there?
I honestly don't know, but I don't think there's anything left for us to do here. Did Wade ever mention when he got the tapes from Moss?
Yeah, it was a few months ago.
Not a year ago?
Definitely not. Moss didn't send Wade those tapes.
We need to leave. You can drop me off at the bus stop if Wade insists on sticking around here, but I'm not staying another night.
I already had a talk with Wade. He's calmed down. He just had to take in some air. But he's ready to get out of here when you are.
He doesn't want to go back to Vancouver, does he?
We came down here to find out what happened to Moss, and we did. Kind of. It's time to go home. Where else?
Trouble, West Virginia. That's where. Hey, Donna, it's Stevie. You're out right now, which is uncharacteristic of you, but I like it. Out having fun, I hope. I would have called earlier, but the place we were staying at, guy had a thing against phones and mailboxes. Oh, and he might be dead now. Yeah, it's been a hectic couple of days. I have the bumps and bruises to prove it. I'm not coming back just yet, either. We're gonna keep going. To West Virginia, actually. I don't want to get into the specifics over the phone, or really at all, because you might think I'm crazy. Things have been happening, and they don't make a lot of sense. Wade, Hanson's contact, he wants to go too, to get to the bottom of this. He said he owes it to the guy to take up the torch, continue looking into what happened to my Aunt Dotty. I don't know what we'll find out there. And Hanson's coming too. He's not happy about it, but he said he can't leave us unsupervised. He also said if he was physically able to, he'd make us turn around and head back home, whatever that means. Strangler vibes for sure.
We're sitting right here, Stevie.
Listen, Donna, if I go missing on this trip,
Burger's getting soggy, Stevie.
would you guys keep it down? Please. Anyway, it's a long drive, just motels from here on out. And I've never been able to fall asleep in one. Didn't sleep at all last night, either. I'm rambling. I'll try you again tomorrow. Sorry for not being there. I gotta run. Bye, Donna.